Hello friends, I'm Sue Ann Delp. Today is Friday, February 12th, 2021, and this is my daily report and card pull. Thank you for joining me. I've had a rough week, as I'm sure most of us have, preparing for this deep freeze that we're about to experience. And among everything else that has to be done on a regular daily, weekly, monthly basis. It never stops. It only seems to grow. Pardon me. I've looked like I've had a cold for a week now. I don't think I have a cold. I feel like I have a cold. Actually, I've had no fever, just facial pain and sinus pain. Anyway, I told you all that yesterday. You don't want to hear me keep on bitching, but I'm just trying to justify why my eyes are squinty, and anyway, it is what it is. Till it ain't no more. Alright, so I'm having a problem with my indoor garden, and it's bothering me, and I need to figure out what's going on. 2 days ago, this was a perfectly healthy seedling. It's sweet basil. The soil is not dry. It's not too wet, but it's not by any means dry. There's pretty good drainage. I have holes in the can, and it's Miracle-Gro potting soil. This is one of 3 seedlings that were in this pot. The other 2 have already died down. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong with the stem. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up because I'm pretty sure it's not going to get well at this point. It's too sick. It's a little yellow, but the roots to me look healthy, and the stem looks healthy, except for when you get to right there. And this is just one of several pots of seedlings that I've had problems with. So if anyone out there in YouTube land can give me some advice to help me prevent this in the future, I would really appreciate it. It may be that my artificial lights just aren't strong enough to keep the seedlings healthy, because sunlight is key. I know that, but you know, people successfully grow a lot of plants using artificial light, and I wanted to be one of them. And I've grown sweet basil under artificial lights, and it was successful. So maybe my soil is contaminated, or maybe my lights are not as bright as they used to be. I don't know. Here's another one. These are not yet dead, but I have a feeling they're not far from being dead. The soil is not overly damp, but it's certainly not dry by any means. This little baby right here is pretty much dead. Now it is dead closer to the roots. So that could be root rot. The roots don't look bad to me. I see a white one coming out of there. It's like, poor baby, it's trying with all its might to keep going. And then these other ones, their bottom leaves have turned crunchy, but they're not brown. They're still as green as they can be, but they're crunchy. Since they're not looking completely dead just yet, I'm going to leave them in the pot and not pull them up like I did that other little baby. And maybe they'll get some strength and turn around and keep going. But yeah, once I'm off camera, I'm gonna cut off these green crunchy leaves below and see if we can't turn this thing around and see a little improvement. But yeah, those two were the best examples I could bring out to show you. I've already pulled out a bunch of plants. Carrots, oh gosh, I don't remember what all I pulled up. And I'll try to figure out something to do. Maybe I'll put the soil in the oven and try to sterilize it and use it again and see what happens. But the soil I've been using is new right out of a bag. The bag is open and it's in my backyard. It's I set the bag down in like a big plant pot, a big one, you know, a really big one. And I set the bag of soil down in there, and anytime I need to fill a pot with soil, I just go out there and scoop a bunch into it, whatever I need. And I've used maybe a quarter of the bag, maybe half the bag, not sure. So I don't know if maybe I've gotten a contaminated bag, or if I have insects that are hopping from plant to plant, sucking all the juice out of the stem at the root level. I don't know, but I showed y'all two examples of the problems that I'm having. And if anyone can offer me some suggestions or advice, I'd really appreciate it, because I'm not ready to give up on my indoor garden. I want to keep it going. It's been a real source of satisfaction and pleasure for me, especially through 2020. And you know, I'm just not ready to give it up. So I don't know, but one thing's for sure, I can't put them all outside this weekend. Yeah, right here, I was holding my kitty cat at work, Pablo, sweet little Pablo, and I was holding him like this because he's such a big old baby and he wants to be held and babied all the time. He was a feral kitten that I trapped in a rat trap and tamed. He and his sister were the first two that I trapped and tamed. And so, man, they went from super feral, hiss at you, bite and draw blood, to just being the biggest cuddle babies that you'd ever want to know. But today I was holding him because he wants to be held anytime he's around me. And something startled him, and he freaked out, and he spun out on my chest and clawed me pretty good, and jumped down and ran because something scared him. So he didn't do it on purpose, and it wasn't his fault, but it hurt like the dickens, I gotta say. It hurt like the dickens. Alright, today's t-shirt. Absolutely nothing fun to say about this shirt. It's an exercise shirt, like you would wear if you were going to go outside for a run or a walk. It's like one of the layers, like the first layer you'd put on, and then you'd put on I don't know, maybe a lighter jacket, and then maybe something over that depending on the temperatures. It's just a base layer from JCPenney. But like I mentioned before, I don't have a whole lot of long sleeve shirts because I don't like them. But we used to get out in the cold weather and go walking for exercise, and I don't do that anymore. Alan still does, but I don't like walking on the asphalt, and I don't like walking on the concrete sidewalks either. It gives me shin splints. So I guess I'm a wimp. I don't really get out and exercise outside anymore. But I still have the gear that I bought when I was doing it, and this is part of that. And so this is the shirt that I wore to work today because it was cold like a, oh, I don't want to cuss, but yeah, it was bad. It was really cold, and it was only into the 30s, and it's not going to get any better in the next few days. So I had to wear a long sleeve shirt, and this one will stay in the rotation until we're past the cold weather. It's not one of the ones that I'm going to wear once, show to you, and then hang to the back until I've run out of t-shirts. This one will have to hang around until the cold's gone. So what could be more exciting? Well, I'll tell you. Here's Anna. She's all opened up. Woo! I thought I had drained all of her water, but I guess I missed a little bit, or she was holding it in her bottom. So here she is, and together we're going to give her her fresh water. What I have here is a jug of store-bought distilled water. That's all I give her is distilled water because that's what the experts say to do. And I don't want to kill another plant, even though she's not looking real healthy. Alright, so we gave her today's water. Anna, do you like your fresh water? Yeah. Okay, good girl. So we've given Anna her water. I lost my... Nope, she was sitting on it. I lost my lid. So, we watered Anna. Thank you for joining me for that. In yesterday's mail, I got the latest edition of my Taproot magazine. This is a magazine for makers, doers, and dreamers. It's completely ad-free, so though it may not look very thick, it is chock full of content. It has recipes, patterns, stories of, people telling about themselves or a situation or their lives. Meditations. Pictures of sushi. Recipes. I guess it's sushi. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I haven't read this newest edition yet. They're showing how to make little dough things. Maybe they're dumplings. Yummy yeast dumplings. So I might try some of these recipes. Honey spice preserved lemons. That sounds interesting. Okay, and then it goes into a craft project. I don't know if that's, it looks like crochet. It could be knitting, I'm not sure. It looks complicated if you ask me. But I just like to make little butt wiper squares. That's my jam. And a pattern to make a little hat. Brooms. Several pages about broom making, which is just fascinating to me. Poems, short stories. And it's that nice paper that feels good, and I love the artwork. So anyway, these people don't know me from Adam, but I'm really enjoying my subscription to Taproot. They put it out every other month. So you get 6 issues a year. I don't remember what it costs. It certainly wasn't cheap. It wasn't, you know, $12 for 12 issues. It may have been 30 for 6 issues. It may have been 40. I don't remember, but it wasn't cheap. But I thought it looked fun and I wanted to try it. And so far I've been pleased. I've enjoyed it so far. And I want to just show you that latest issue. I subscribed to it last summer when I was having adventures in cancer. An ad for it came across something. I think it was my Facebook page. And the next issue that they were about to publish and ship was called Heal. H-E-A-L, Heal. And I said, I have to see what this is all about, because if I need anything right now, I need to heal. So that's what made me decide to subscribe to it. Usually magazines, they come in the mail and I'm like, oh good, okay, I'm gonna read that this weekend, and I set it to the side, and I don't get time. Over there in my bookshelves I have several stacks about this tall of magazines that came in the mail that I never had time to read, and I don't know what to do with them. I just keep them there thinking maybe someday I'll want to read a magazine and I won't have to go buy one, because I have a whole bunch of them right here. I have several years of women's health, a few years of, maybe not a few years, maybe a year of Cooking Light or Eating Light or something like that. It was just a lot of good recipes, but at that point in my life I just didn't have the time to pour over all these recipes and think about cooking all these meals. I think I tried one recipe out of all of those issues, and I don't even remember now what it was. So yeah, that's pretty wasteful. But I kept on thinking, well, you know, I may want to do a collage or a vision board, or I may want to decoupage that ugly brown fire safe right behind me that's covered in magnets. It needs to be either painted or decoupaged with pictures, because it's not very pretty. And so I just leave the magazines in their sacks on the shelves. But it's getting to the point that I'm not going to be able to just keep saving all this stuff. And too much clutter can make you feel anxious and depressed. And I don't need either of those. I have plenty of that already. Let's pull a couple cards, shall we? When the central heat is blowing, it feels so hot in here. And then when it turns off, about 30 seconds after it turns off, I start feeling too cold. Rich people problems. Card 1. Soma Goddess. Card 2. Her Secrets. Okay. Where's my glasses? Need my glasses. I may have told y'all, I found a whole bunch of reading glasses at Goodwill for $1 a pair, and I bought 4 of them. Got them home. One of them, the lens immediately popped out of. So Ellen had to glue it back in for me. But the rest were all okay. And, you know, my plan is to scatter them around the house because it seems no matter where I am in the house, I need glasses, and I don't have glasses. I only need them to read, so I don't wear them all the time. And it just, I mean, I'm not used to needing glasses to read. It's been over a year since I had my eyes operated on, and before that, I could read without glasses. I couldn't see far off without glasses. Now it's the opposite, and I'm still trying to get used to it. And some people, you know, they wear it way down like this, and then they can look over their glasses and then look down to read. But it tends to pinch my nose, and I have enough trouble breathing as it is with my allergy problems, so that doesn't work for me. Soma Goddess. Keywords: wholeness, integrity, centered. The Soma Goddess is here to remind you that you are a perfect expression of the universal life force and always have been. Wholeness comes when you awaken to the reality that wherever you are on your path, there you are. You are precisely where you belong right now. Of course, all the changes you strive for are in process, and there will always be soul work to do. Our lives are dynamic, but at every point on your path of growth, you are whole just as you are. When you fully realize that the feeling of wholeness is a birthright from cradle to grave, true peace is yours. That's your Soma Goddess right there. Beautiful artwork. I love it. All right, next up we have Her Secrets. There's a description. There's a look at the card again. Her Secrets. Keywords: secrets, listening. The 4 sisters are sharing a moment of secret, privileged information. They lean on each other for support and are keenly interested in what the others have to share. When this card is drawn, it signifies the need to confide in a friend. The value of having a friend to share your secrets with is immeasurable. The release of stress that comes with knowing you do not have to carry the burden of your thoughts all by yourself is such a gift. Not all of your thoughts are true, but holding them inside and allowing an interior dialogue to run on a loop can be devastating to your well-being. Be grateful for those around you whom you can trust. Share your personal internal conflicts with them and patiently listen to theirs. The simple act of speaking your mind has a purifying effect on the spirit. And that's why we need girlfriends who will listen to us and keep our secrets, and we keep hers. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you made it this far, then especially thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you for keeping my secrets and being my girlfriends. And thank you for watching. I hope you'll tune in again tomorrow. And until then, I hope you have a good evening. Good night.